Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another TradingView update. I hope you had a good weekend. Bitcoin and Ethereum kind of moving sideways over the weekend, although this morning we're seeing a little bit more weakness in Ethereum compared to Bitcoin. We'll look at the charts in a sec. At first, I just wanted to show you the kind of return of the use of futures, so to speak. We're moving higher. This is just the Binance BTC futures. But it just kind of gives you an idea of the price level where we're at, so around 55k. And futures are not as high as they were a couple of weeks ago, but the explosion that's happened over the last few days definitely kind of suggests that there seems to be a sudden return of institutions coming into the market. Institutions always historically, even in the traditional markets, using futures as a way of gaining exposure to an asset class. And in the past, when we were here back in February with the initial run-up, when we were trading at this 55k level, futures were quite a lot lower, 20% lower, at least on Binance. And I'm only looking at Binance at the moment just because by volume, it's by far the largest exchange. Now, this is good. I mean, it does suggest that there might be some leverage at play, and indeed funding rates are still a little bit more kind of weighted towards the longs. So at the moment, longs are paying short sustained positions, more so in Bitcoin than in Ethereum. Ethereum's a little bit more neutral. But there seems to be some sort of return of, or some interest building, at least the institutional space. And I think that as we reach higher prices and we start breaking the all-time high on Bitcoin and in Ethereum, that's when we'll start seeing retail interest really pick up again. Now, on BTC itself, as you can see, the last 5 days kind of been trading in ever so slight upward trending channel. We've tried to break higher a couple of times over the weekend, but ultimately the moves led nowhere, and prices have traded a touch lower again. Now, if we do break to the downside, first kind of area of support that I'm looking at is 52k, or anything between 52 and 51k. This whole area here. Let's see if I've actually got a chart of that. Maybe that's too low. But we've seen this kind of previous local top from the 7th of September, trading at 53. So any move lower, this is what I'm looking at. Now the RSI is just below 70, so verging on signaling an overbought market. But when we are in the kind of bull market that we're currently in, this can actually, this level can be sustainable. And when you actually look over the cycle, how often we've actually been trading at this level, it's not something to be too cautious about just yet. The move higher, I would like to see 57k broken. And I think if we break, we'll move higher quickly towards 60. So just keep an eye on that. On Ethereum, again, we had a bit of a corrective move yesterday overnight. Overall, the technicals on ETH are a little bit more neutral. So the RSI trading just above 50. Funding rates are lower, so there's less leverage being used. It just seems to suggest the kind of overall market sentiment, well, it's at least definitely backs up the market sentiment that there seems to be a rotation from investors moving out of alts into Bitcoin. And that's why we're seeing more strength in Bitcoin and a little bit more weakness in ETH. Now, the 0.618 level at 3,359 is holding for now. We'd like to see that carry on holding before we move higher. If we fail to hold that, then 3,000 could well be in play. But I think, that's another 15% move down. And with Bitcoin showing the strength that it currently is, that seems somewhat, it seems unlikely, but definitely not impossible. So bear it in mind. But for now, just keep an eye on 3,359, and then we'll look to move higher. That's it from us. Have a good day.